Yes, I'm getting the little green. Whoop.
Oh my gosh.
YouTube's fun. Live streaming is.
Huh. We finally made it through the interwebs.
We figured it out, y'all.
I hope not.
Oh
Or
my goodness.
I hope that no one's out there right now because who knows? So I'm going to close this.
Okay. Our whole 5 subscribers. I think we had
Woo!
6 before our previous test, so I think we lost one.
Well, who can blame
We're
you?
just getting started, but that's fine.
We joined at 6 and went, where are these two individuals? So I don't even know. Can you see the chat?
No, I cannot. So
Okay.
that's why I want to use something like OBS or something else because that will allow us to um, see the chat. But Zoom only lets us see the Zoom chat. So if you have comments on YouTube, I will see if I can pull it up on my phone and mute it so we don't have reverb loop. But if you anytime you have questions, please do not hesitate to put them in the chat and we will do our best to pay attention and watch them.
All
Watch
right.
for them, I should say.
Huh?
See if I can pull it up on my phone and mute it so we don't have. Yeah, you're gonna have to mute it.
This is exciting. Okay.
Okay, so now we know to do that ahead of time before we
Now we
actually get
know.
on live.
We are learning. This is exciting stuff. This is the
Yeah,
power of live, live, live. So
learning on the fly.
I'm also on a time delay, so I feel a little bit like a time traveler.
Yes, there's definitely gonna be
That's
a time
because
delay.
they never know when I'm going to drop an F-bomb.
Well,
So they've got a time delay.
you
So,
know me and my F-bombs.
well,
Highly likely. Highly likely that I'll
one of the things that I say is that I seldom swear, but when I do, it is with accuracy and velocity.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
I love your
but we
phrases.
still have some time because it's an Empower Hour, and now it's going to be an Empower 35 minutes. Um, good. Which, I'm not averse to going a little after 7 simply because we did start late. But um, let me do this really quickly so that I
Yeah,
can.
it only took us 30 minutes to figure out how to connect Zoom to
Yeah,
Facebook Live to
dinky dinky. It
YouTube
just
Live. It's been a day, folks. It's been a
been a
week.
day. It's been a day.
It's been
So,
a year of a month.
so yeah. Oh my God. Lemon. It's Wednesday. It's actually not Wednesday. That's tomorrow.
Love it.
Um, so we actually started this Empower Hour concept. Let's take it from the middle. Uh,
Yes.
but yeah, my name's Molly, if you haven't figured out. And then Christine is here with me. And we're just
Oh,
here to bring you an hour of inspiration, empowerment, and practical magic, and to help with the life and work. And this is kind of an outgrowth of something that we did on a certain day that happened about a week ago when someone was in Washington D.C. and we wanted to provide a space not to hide, but to just have an hour of peace and quiet and
yes.
recharging and focusing on self-care. And I almost hate using the word self-care. Happened about a week ago when someone was
Sorry.
in
Sorry.
DC because I
Ah,
think I'm going to stop talking for a second. So
okay,
because
good.
self-care is almost getting buzzworded into the ground, but it was a great time of collaboration, and people were in the chat, and we did some breathing exercises and stretching and mindfulness and journaling, and it just was a really good way to support each other and to have a little bit of um, again, just an hour of peace and quiet, not to hide from the world, but to get ourselves healthy for the world. And that's where this came from. So yeah, that's kind of the intention ish. But
Yeah, we liked it so much we figured let's keep that momentum going. So, we thought why contain it to a private Zoom session and why not instead open it up to the entire world of YouTube? And so here we are, Empower Hour. Hooray. I still have coffee from earlier today, so that's going to be dangerous considering it's 6:30 at night.
well, I used to work at a truck stop when I was in college. I worked from 11 o'clock to 7 o'clock at night, and
Hmm.
so they would have make coffee at about 11 o'clock at night, and that would basically be the same coffee that was on for the entire evening. So by the time you go over there at 3 o'clock in the morning, it had been basically reduced it into like a Turkish coffee level
It
of
was a sauce.
it was pretty good. It was a coffee reduction, and so
There you go. I
I'll
love
drink
it.
much anything that has coffee that has caffeine in it. But yeah, the intention behind this is to just again spark ideas. You know, you never know
Yes.
any. I don't know, whatever you think. I don't know, Christine. What are your thoughts?
Well, we
On
really just want to unlock, those little breakthroughs, that old chestnut, as you're going on your journey of self-care and figuring out who your future self is. We want to have fun along the way. We want to make sure that you get a drink of your choosing. It can be a coffee reduction, if you'd like. It could be wine or Malort if you're in Chicago.
oh my
Um,
God, my lord.
get yourself a wee snack if you like. And yeah, we're gonna dive in. We've
Yeah.
got
So,
a
oh,
whole thing of Molly's got something called a magic hat over by
by,
her. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pull a topic.
by Kelmet.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is basically not really a free for all because there will be structure
Hmm.
ish. Um, I really like jazz music because it's organized chaos.
Hmm.
The whole concept of you've got a structure, there's notes, there's the bars of music and whatnot, but within that confine of notes and whatnot, you can really go out and make of this what you will.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what we'll have to figure out the chat because we really did want to have a way for community to be made globally. So, this is 6 o'clock in the evening in Chicago, but it could be 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast. You're just getting done with your day and you want to have a cup of tea, or maybe you keep some other refreshment in your desk, or you're on the East Coast and you're making a Negroni and you're you're probably already
Yes.
way ahead of us, or you could be in Germany or some others.
Maybe even Australia.
Yeah, because one of the things that we wanted to do with building community is to truly understand that this is a global community.
I
We
found the
are
chat, by the way.
what's that? You found
I,
what?
I found the chat, by the way.
Sweet. So
Hooray
yeah,
for
so
second monitors.
yeah, thank God you're the best. Christine and I seriously have spent. I think that marathon where we did a lot of planning back in November. I
Oh, your
think.
place?
Yeah, we were like we could talk to each other for literally hours
Yes.
and probably not know that we were talking to each other with each other for hours. So please, 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 if you do happen to pop something in the chat, this is not a lecture. This is a
Definitely a
you know
conversation.
Christine and I chit and chatting with everyone else. So okay, here we go. Magic hat. You mentioned the hat. So
Yes.
speaking
Okay.
of the chat, I do not have a hat. I might actually go buy one because I really do like my bike helmet, but I think the hat idea might be better. So these topics, I don't know. I mean, I know what's in them because I wrote them, but
Yeah.
I don't know which one I'm going to pull. So these are going to be things like, self care or things that we're going to just riff off. But with the chat, pop a topic in there, or you can always. I think our email is hello@meetfutureu.com.
Correct.
So you can definitely just send us a hey, here's an Empower Hour idea. I'd like to chat about this, or I'd like to chat about that. So
Mhm.
let's stir it up, see what we got. And I don't know what this is going to say at
Yeah.
all. Oh, I've got two of them.
But some examples of topics could be anything around mindset, anything around your business, personal growth,
Two came up.
self-care,
Two came up. They
relationships,
were
anything you
connected.
want to hear
Which
about.
one?
You've got two?
Well, they were connected. So which one do you want to do?
Oh gosh. Okay, whichever one's in your right hand.
Okay. So yeah, relationships, money, bosses, stress, whatever.
Manifesting, abundance,
Ooh. Okay. I don't know.
neuroscience.
Oh, I love neuroscience and neuroplasticity, and I'm actually starting to do some research on polyvagal theory. So that's my latest thing.
Ooh,
So yeah.
love that.
So this says I don't know if you can see it. I'm kind of holding it up.
10 ways to shift your mindset.
10 ways to shift your mindset,
Oh, that's
which
fun.
super necessary these days because so much
With
stuff.
the with the gear shift. Isn't that how we shift gears?
Hold on.
Okay, I like dad jokes, if you
No,
can't tell.
dad
So
jokes are awesome. They're awesome. So
love that. Okay.
let's kind of just. again with the chat, if you know of anything, and maybe my kids are out there, I don't know, but again,
Well,
the chat.
we'll also keep an eye on it if you're watching the replay of this. So you can even if you're not catching this live, we can
Oh,
come back
awesome.
in and chat with you asynchronously. So, yeah, so 10. What was it? 10 ways to
And
shift your
shift
mindset.
mindset. Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me is when I feel like I'm in a rut, minds from a mindset standpoint is one, like I think props for noticing it and like just acknowledging that like, oh, I am having some intrusive thoughts or I'm being a negative Nelly here. Why am I doing that? And then also then I think giving yourself grace. At least that's definitely what I tried to do is like not being like, oh my God, Christine, why are you always, thinking this way? Or why are you always, you're such a negative Nelly or this, that, and the other thing. Like take the shame out
Out
of
of
it. You are not your thoughts. You're not every, I think I heard this from Dr. Amen. You are not every stupid thing you think, I think is how he had said it. And I was like, I like that. So I say that to whether that's the exact quote or not, I'm not sure, but I say it a lot and I attribute it to him and it's helpful. So that's two things, that help me. Molly,
so,
what do you
well,
think?
so first of all, I wanted to just um, not reiterate, but to second your early your I think it was the first statement that you said was that awareness
Hmm.
cannot be underestimated in
Hmm.
terms of that's a win because there are so many people walking around the planet, myself intended, because I'm not always super enlightened being walking down the street. There's absolutely things to which I'm completely oblivious,
Well,
but
we're all at different stages.
exactly. But I mean, just the fact that there is something in you, that glimmer that went, aha, this is some, I'm aware of this.
Yes.
Awareness is so powerful. So that in and of itself is a win. So you're to be commended when you are aware of something that has registered some sort of reaction in your body. So that
Mhm.
mindfulness, first of all, um, I like to flip the switch and do a diametrically opposed thing to whatever the thought is bringing up in me. If it's something that gives me a physical reaction, I will do something like I will take a deep breath immediately, because
Mhm.
one of the things I told my kids, I have three daughters and they're all adults now, but when they were little kids, I taught them that oxygen cures everything. And that's verbatim what I would tell them. And I'd say,
Except
oxygen,
for rust. It
point
causes
taken.
rust. Just
That's
sorry.
true. Oxidation does cause rust.
I'm being such a
But
nerd right
but
now.
breathing deeply is just one of the first ways you can shift your mindset, because the minute you do that, you're not focused on whatever it was that triggered you. Uh,
Hmm.
um, and when you also put that oxygen into your body, you're stimulating your vagus nerve, which is going to
Hmm.
be something that's going to help you to reset your nervous system, and it's also
Hmm.
going to flood your brain cells with oxygen so that they're better equipped to handle something. So I
Yeah.
really think oxygen is a big thing to shift your mindset. Is the minute you can tell, just in through your
Yes.
nose, make sure that you're filling I try to imagine that I'm filling my stomach and it poofs out a little bit, and then
Hmm.
I think of it as a tube of toothpaste where you're kind of rolling your stomach muscles up like your diaphragm to squeeze the air out. So that's another
Mhm.
way of making sure you're getting all that oxygen. So breathing is probably number one on the mindset shift.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. There's all sorts of different types of like different breathing techniques. So I'm a big fan of box breathing,
Oh
which if you're
yeah,
not familiar, I know you are, Molly, but this is
for
one of
sure.
the things we did
Let's
on
do
our
it.
original. Oh, you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's.
Thing we
I
did
love
on
I
a
love showing and tell. Not well, I don't love show and tell. I mean, I will, but I mean, for me, as I learn, it's more helpful for me to actually see what you're talking about. So
yeah,
perhaps
for
there's
sure.
a lurker out there who's saying, "Say, what could box breathing be?"
Well, it's pretty simple. So if you picture a box, it has four sides, and you want to, um, some people say to actually find something that's square. So I love post-it notes. So I've got a million post-it notes on my wall here. Um, and so but I'll outline for us. So what you want to do, I'll explain it first and then we'll actually do it. So what you want to do is you want to take a deep breath for 4 seconds, and then you want to hold it for 4 seconds. You want to exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4 seconds. And then we'll start it over. We'll inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Okay. And we'll do it. What do you want to do? Like 3 times?
3 times. Let's do three.
Okay. Magic. Three is a magic number, right?
Yep.
Got a magic theme going. Magic hat, magic number. Okay. So ready?
Yep.
Okay. Inhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4 seconds. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. One more time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And return to your regular
Yeah.
breathing.
So sometimes when you do that, if you're, especially if you're not used to really filling your oxygen tank, you might get a little
Yeah.
bit loopy. You
Yes.
might get a little bit woo, which
Yeah.
is fine. It's not, it'll pass. But I mean, I've heard that sometimes when people aren't used to being oxygenated,
Mm-hmm.
or breathing that intently or intentionally, it
Yes.
actually gives them a little bit of a lightheaded feeling. So if that's how you're feeling, it will pass and you're fine.
Yes. You'll
Another
get
thing,
used to it. I also probably went a little fast. Also, it's hard to do that and talk at the same time.
right,
So,
right.
but practice it on your own. It's one of my favorite breathing exercises. If you're not like already attuned to or accustomed to doing, meditations, like
Yeah.
guided breathing exercises through a meditation app or what have you.
Yeah. So I get really stuck on that breathing again. But I another tip that I have that's actually in Circuit Train Your Brain, my book Circuit Train Your Brain, is
Mhm.
if you're not used to breathing properly, something that my choir teacher taught me a long time ago was to lie on your back and
Hmm.
breathe, because oxygen forces your body to breathe more deeply because you're just the way your body is situated. So that's another life hack. So anyway, but
And so
anyway,
you just
there,
you're just sitting, you're just laying down and breathing?
yeah, basically like the yoga, I think it's called the corpse pose, where
Oh
you're
yeah,
literally,
Shavasana.
yeah. So a lot of people do yoga and they don't know that they're doing yoga because,
Yes, that's so true.
if you've ever, done this and pushed your hands behind and interlaced your arms, and
Mm-hmm.
you're there's a yoga pose. Leaning over, touching your nose to your knees is also a yoga pose. There's a lot of different things that are yoga. Anyway, so
Yes. I just
two
put your
ways
book in
to
the
change
chat,
your
by the way.
mindset. We're totally not doing the mindset. Sorry, I got off track. So I think that's three, maybe four. What's
I think
another
we're
way
on
to
4.
change our mindset? Do you have a? I have some ideas, but I've been talking a lot. So
Oh, um, let's see. So we talked about like one, just acknowledging,
yep,
two, um, doing the opposite,
yep.
right? Thinking the opposite. 4, or was that, shoot, we did breathing.
Yeah.
Um, and then I would say taking action is another one. Just doing something, like physically doing something different. Um, so I'm trying to think of an example. So if let's say I'm at home doing my morning routine and I spill coffee all over a freshly pressed white blouse. I don't own one of those, nor would it be freshly pressed because what's an iron? Welcome to my world. But anyways, let's pretend. And um, and I spill coffee all over because my dog is just so cute and excited sometimes that he just wanted to give me loves and jumped up and spilled my coffee while I was trying to take a sip. Not that that's ever happened before. Um,
Never.
then am I gonna like let that ruin my day? Like I could. that could be then a domino effect of like, okay, well now I'm just like I'm having a shit day, so we're just going to continue to have bad things happen to us because that's what we're training our brain to look for is then more bad things because we're in that mindset. So if you can get yourself out of it, or so one way you can get yourself out of it is do something that you know you're really good at. So if you are an let's say really good writer, Molly, you're an excellent writer. So if I were you and that happened, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna do a breathing exercise real quick to just, count to 10 even. That's a great exercise. Or the Mel Robbins 5 4 3 2 1
That's another good one.
reset kind of a thing. But then do something you're actually really good at and like sit and write for like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever, 30 seconds, even if that's all you have, because that will then negate the negative action that just happened and reset your mindset so that then you're like, okay, whew. I mean, you could write about the stupid coffee if you wanted to, even, but make it a haiku. You do haikus.
I love haiku.
Yeah.
So I keep doing the reiterating but I'm gonna go back to your coffee example because
Mhm.
um, one of the things that I think we did you say gratitude earlier? I can't remember, but
I
what I
did
like.
not that I
Okay.
know of.
Well, so one of the things, I mean, I keep going back to my book too, but one of my exercises is to literally say thank you for the first 10 things that happened to you in the day, even
Love
if
that.
they're bad.
Yeah.
Um, so so one of them was in the book. One of the examples is if you step on a Lego, instead of being angry or upset, give thanks that you have a healthy child that loves to play with
Oh,
a
I love that.
toy that builds their hand-eye coordination or whatever. And so
Yeah.
with your coffee example, you've got to really look at in terms of not necessarily gratitude, but it's more of a perspective thing.
Hmm.
It's you look at the coffee and go, well, rats. Not That's kind of a bummer. However, let's put this in perspective.
Yeah.
Anyone died? No. Do I have another blouse? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I love the fact that I have a dog who thinks I'm the best person in the world and it's just happy to see me? Positive,
Yes.
positive, positive. All of those
Right.
things are positive, and that counteracts literal chemicals in your body
Hmm.
that are flooded when you're pissed off.
Hmm.
Your adrenal glands spike. You actually, cortisol starts doing its thing to get ready to punch your dog, and it's just like, are you gonna punch your dog? No.
No.
So come on, you know,
Right.
calm your tits. Basically, was another thing that my mother used to say. Which, hello, she was an
I'm
interesting
glad I
woman.
put down this is not for kids on the
Oh, pardon me. Sorry about that. Tits are
okay.
birds. Tits are birds. But
Uh,
anyway, so perspective is a big thing. Really look at
yes.
what just happened and rank it. Figure out, and then again, to your point, pivot. I have another blouse.
Yeah.
I can
I look
wash.
better in blue anyways. Who
Exactly.
wants to wear white?
Exactly.
I'm kidding. White looks great on some
I
people.
only have I
I
have
am.
a white blouse just for that reason. It's because it is a coffee magnet, so I almost
Oh,
never wear it.
absolutely. I don't know why I have like a cream colored couch, like you can see. Like it's like very
Oh,
light cream and a black dog. So, um, you know, we don't get to choose things sometimes. So, um, I don't even know what number we're on
we're
anymore.
five.
I should have been keeping track. 5?
I
Oh
think
man,
we're
we're
five,
halfway through.
maybe six, because I think I did two: gratitude and perspective
Yeah, yeah,
combo. So I think it was
gratitude.
six.
Yeah, I think we're on 6. If anyone out there has been keeping track at home,
Yeah, really. I don't. I'm just
let
playing the
us
whole
know.
game of.
Yeah. Oh gosh. More things to change your mindset. I love a reframe, but we talked about that already. Um, phone a friend. I'm gonna go with phone a friend is always a good one. And whether you're actually making a phone call or just texting or whatever form of communication is what you and your friends do. I don't know what's hip with kids these days. Um, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm officially an old, so
I'm
I'm
like,
not
we have
quite a
we have
boomer.
Discord.
We do have
So
Discord. We'll figure it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, search FutureU in Discord if you're on Discord. And if you're not on Discord, it's a great app. It's like Slack if you're hip to Slack, if you use that at work. But more fun. Anyways, reach out to a friend. Tell them you're not going to believe what just happened to me. I need to get out of this funk or whatever however you usually talk to your friend when you know and so that they know that you need a pick me up. If um you could
Oh,
even go so far as to have a code word with a friend and you could just say like boysenberries and like because who talks about boysenberries? Also, I don't even think I know what a boysenberry looks like.
I
But
don't. I
it's
don't.
not a word that's said very often. So if I get a text from Molly that says boysenberries, I know that like she's gonna need like an instant dad joke that's really gonna make her laugh or at least groan um to get her out of whatever mood that she's in.
Talking mood.
Um so that's my that's my next tip.
So the one I thought of while you were talking about phone a friend was singing.
Oh yeah. Oh, another vagus nerve
Well, it
activation.
actually it does,
Yeah.
and it literally reverberates through your body. The thing is that I used to be in radio, and one of the things about I love the healing frequencies, and I use those a lot simply because um, when you speak, your voice sounds different from when you hear it playback because when
Mm-hmm.
you're speaking you're hearing it echoing inside your head and
Yeah.
you're also hearing it come in through your ears and so but the singing thing is
Mhm.
something that I would do when my kids were little and if I was angry or I could find myself getting frustrated because they weren't getting ready and they weren't getting in the car and we were going to be late for school and we were going to be late for work instead of like screaming at my kids or losing my cool I would
Uh-huh.
start singing and I would say, "It's time to get in the car. I want all three of you downstairs right now." That means you go get your shoes and get your lunch and get in the car right now.
Oh
And they
God, I
would
do that with
giggle.
my
We would start
dog.
laughing and giggling. And by the time everyone got
Yeah.
downstairs, and the mindset had shifted and the energy
Mhm.
around, I said, get in the car. What's wrong with you? Rah, 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 rah.
Right.
Don't you
Yeah.
people care about school? I'm going to be late for work. And we're going to
Right.
starve to death because mom can't get, she's going to get fired and all that kind of, all that energy was dissipated with
Yes.
mom being silly and singing. So anyway, so
Yes.
singing.
And yeah,
And
and
you
I
and you want
mean,
to say, I told you to get off my desk and get out of my office right now. Get out of my office and turn around. Take your coffee cup and get out. You might get fired, but you know what? HR
or
is gonna
or
laugh.
committed.
Exactly. Well, committed, three squares and a cot. Who knows? What the hell?
There are worse
And
things.
crayons. So
Oh,
it could
God.
be a plus. Who knows? But yeah, just
Oh
if
my
you
God,
sing at
that's
work, do not blame me. You took
oh,
that
that's
in
fantastic.
yourself. You took the suggestion and ran with it, but I would give it a shot.
I love it. I was so one of my neighbors went on a dog walk with me. Well, she goes with me often, especially in the summer, and she's like, "You talk to your dog a lot," and she's like, "You did you know you also sing to him?" I was like, "Ooh, yes, I didn't know I was sang to him because I make up songs like, well." He's a little nutso on a leash. He doesn't have good leash on leash manners, so he walks like he's drunk all the time. So zigging, zagging. So he's like serpentine, one side of the sidewalk to the other. Um, so yeah. So sometimes when I'm trying to get him to like walk, I tell him walk nice, which is like his command for heel. I don't know why I just didn't use heel. But anyways, I'll start singing things like walk this way, or like I guess I'll go
There you
for
go.
a walk with Cassius.
The
My
Brady
dog's
Bunch
name is
to
Cassius.
Aerosmith. That's quite a range.
Yeah, so and then there's
Pretty good.
Beatles. I can't think of it right now, but there's a walking song that the Beatles have. If there isn't, I made one up that is to a Beatles tune. Again, I can't remember, but yeah, I will actually just ad lib my own song. I'm not gonna perform any of them here, at least not today, but perhaps another time. Maybe we can have like little bonus Easter eggs for people to unlock when we start getting like a real audience.
Sure.
And then when they do a certain thing or, say something in chat that unlocks like mm,
That
me singing,
requires
I don't know. I don't know if we want that, but
requires way more tech than I have the capacity for, but I trust you.
I don't
So,
know.
uh,
Also, can I quick tangent if
tangents
we
are
may?
great. I
I
think
never
unique.
noticed that we have the same color walls.
I was going to say that earlier. Mine is, we've got the yellow thing going here.
I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. I did not paint it. The place came that way. But my previous house had a kitchen that I painted slightly brighter than this. So I was enamored. I was like, oh my God, I don't even have to repaint. That's amazing. But yeah, Molly, I don't think I remembered that or noticed that when I was at your place last time. So
We do share a brain. I'm getting really convinced of that. So let me take a look here because we've got 6 minutes.
oh boy.
So we're at 8, which maybe we can finish the last two or not. I don't know. Let's
You
see.
know, I would maybe throw that.
You
I
would?
mean, if we think of another one, I think that we will. Um, but I think we should throw number 10 to the audience and have them find one we did not already mention
I'm up for that.
and or their own favorite if they already know if how they shift their mindset. Share with the group, make it a community project. I know we don't love most people don't love group projects, but this is a community we're building here, and so we are here to help one another.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
I like that idea. So yeah, I think that would be great.
Oh, I got another one. I just thought
Go
of
for it.
one.
Go for it.
So I was thinking about friends and community, and we had already mentioned, phone a friend. Another thing, maybe this is a different flavor of take action, but working out. You
Yeah.
do some squats. First of all, that's like the best like mobility exercise there could be. Um, and relatively easy at least at some depth. We should all be able to do, gosh, at least one squat to some degree, I hope. Um, not accounting if that's not
Well,
physically possible for you, but
you can use a chair back and not go into a deep squat, but
oh
just
yeah, it doesn't have to be like to the
good.
ground, flat feet, like heels to the ground. Like some
But if
people
your
are not even built to
ideal,
be able to do that. But
yeah,
yeah, but if something, a jumping jack or even
muscle
like
group.
a stretch. Molly, you were talking about how we're often doing accidental yoga poses. But if you're actually just, I don't know, high knees, running in place, jump rope real quick, or yeah, squatting, or even if you're, again, yoga, if you're familiar with cat cow, that's a lovely, relaxing pose. Um,
Cat cow.
oh, I have another one. Actually, we talked about this in Power Hour last week. The Zoom-based
The
version.
one.
What's that?
The one.
Yes, the where it all started. Um, rubbing your fingers together.
Oh yeah.
Is like the mindfulness. Like if you gave the example of like rubbing your hands together to create friction, but then you also brought up the point of like if you're in a meeting, you can't really be like Mr. Burns
Yeah.
in a
But the
meeting.
reason that these are so important is because
Because you can it's feeling, it's bringing attention to your body, it is taking it out of your mind, taking it into your body.
yep,
If you can feel, do it slow enough to where you're feeling the ridges of your fingertips, it's really good mind body connection, and it just breaks the path that you were going down and really just kind of flips the script on your brain.
yes, absolutely. And that's really what you want when you shift your mindset because basically, I cannot remember who it was. Joseph Campbell, I believe,
Mm.
was talking about the being able to express and sit with your feelings and really
Mm.
feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the time lap with the time length on that is if you are capable, or if one is capable of
Mm-hmm.
sitting with a feeling for 90 seconds and really identifying it and feeling it, it
Mm-hmm.
evaporates. It just kind of it's
Mm-hmm.
gone. But
Yeah.
if you try to shove it down or you try to just ignore it or whatever. And so this is
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily counterproductive to the mindset that we're talking about, but sometimes one of the ways you can shift a mindset is to truly pay attention to it and then explore it in terms
Yes.
of what does this mean? Why am I feeling it? Who am I around?
Yes.
What is it bringing up for me? And sometimes those are teachable moments for yourself, because a lot of
Mhm.
times, in one of our downloadables that's in our vault,
Mhm.
in the FutureU collabs, talks about how your body talks to you, and it's that little diagnostic thingy where we walk people through, what does
Mhm.
this do? Where does it
I love
go?
that.
It's more of a chronological thing, but we walk you through head, heart, bodies, whatever. And
Mhm.
so I think that one of the things about mindset and changing it is to make sure that you're not changing it to shut yourself up, because sometimes you can go through two
Yes.
weeks Oh my god, I've had a freaking migraine for 2 weeks. Well, first of all, that's not healthy. There's something that, and if you just keep popping, a leave or whatever, and medical science absolutely has a place, and I had open heart surgery, so I am absolutely pro science and pharmaceutical, chemical, whatever. But
Mhm.
if you're not addressing why you got the headache,
Mhm.
and you're only treating a symptom, you're ignoring what your body's trying to tell you. So I would encourage you to do that, which
Yes.
I totally talk about tangents. I totally went off on.
That's
All right,
okay.
all right. I'm gonna go back to my tea. Christine, what are your thoughts? I'm gonna take a drink of tea and
Oh yes, you were buying me time to find the link to our resource vault from our gift-a-thon that we did over the holidays. And so I'm putting that in the chat
oh, thank you.
as well. So if you do want to get access to the resource vault that Molly mentioned, I think there's actually 13. We did this 12-day campaign, but there's actually 13 different resources in there. We had done a thing where it was free
Oh, no, no,
once
no,
a
we
day.
did
A
it.
different thing was free for 24 hours. But if you want to get all 12 of them well, 13 of them instantly, it's $37 per month, and we add a new one every single month.
Yep. Yep. So those are just things that are like vision board, or
Hmm.
one of them is morning routines, and another
Yeah.
one is how to boost your business, or how to say no. I don't know if anyone out there has difficulty with saying no. That's a
Oh
biggie.
yeah.
So that's in there too. But anyway,
Your
uh,
energy audit, we've got that. I have the profitability playbook, revenue versus effort analysis. That's a huge one. Whether you have a business or not, we all have an energy profit and loss at the end of the month or even at the end of the day that we should take advantage of if you do have a business, or even if you don't. But this is another one that could apply. It was created more for business owners, but reframing your mindset for sales.
yeah, we
So
could do
looking
that.
at
This person.
at sales rules. I won't get into rules today. We can save that for another topic, but they're basically BS rules that you haven't that society or someone else has given you. So yeah, you're always selling, no matter what you have a business or not. But even if you're in, like, let's say, a corporate job, you're selling your ideas to your boss, you're selling your ideas to your coworkers.
Yep.
Those tactics apply no matter who you are. You're selling to your spouse or friends, like, hey, we should go to this wine bar on whatever, to this place, and they're like, why? Ew, I don't want to go to that neighborhood, or I don't want to go to like a wine bar. Why don't we go to the Malort bar? I don't know what's with me and Malort today.
No, but Malort tastes like it tastes like burnt panther hair that was put in uh like steeped in diesel fuel and then run through a sock.
It's delicious.
It's terrible.
I actually
It's,
like it.
oh my god.
Well, I should say I've come to like it. Do you know what? It has a really good, so this is a totally a Chicago thing. If you're in Chicagoan and you know about Malort,
Chicago handshake.
please share your thoughts in the chat on this. But
Oh,
um last
can this
winter I had
relationship
a,
be saved?
sorry?
Can this relationship be saved? She likes Malort. Molly doesn't. Just kidding.
So last year I had a head cold, and um sometime like last winter, and my one of my besties boyfriend has this obsession with Malort. And so of course, like almost every time that we go out, he's like he just around just appears, and he is always thrilled. And because of him, I'm like, okay, this is just what we're doing, and it's actually not that bad. Anyways, uh cleared my sinuses so quickly. Like I could breathe through my nose for the first time in a week, and I was like, okay, this is onto something. It's medicinal.
Probably some botanical in there that was
It is an
maybe
aperitif.
some fungus that came off
It is
a
in
fire.
the
Who knows?
botanicals family, so that makes sense. So yes. Anyways, if you come to
So
Chicago,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, at some
you have to
point,
try it.
we will be having an in-person event here in Chicago sometime. It's on our
Molly can't even talk after the Malort discussion.
sorry, man. I just can't do it. Um,
I'm sorry.
so well, it's the first time I had Malort, I was at the Rainbow Club, and
Ooh.
it's like one of those things where if you ever give a kid a pickle or a lemon
Oh.
thing because you want to see their face turn inside out. So
Oh.
basically, when I was going out with friends and they said, "Oh, you've never had a Malort? Well,
Oh
let's get
yeah.
you around." And so basically, I honestly believe one of the things that Chicagoans love to do to the unsuspecting is to buy them a drink, a shot of Malort just to watch their face turn inside out. So that was
Oh,
my introduction to it.
yeah.
And that was
It's a
also the place.
pastime.
That was the place where uh, um, they had the tamale lady comes around. Oh my, the tamale lady. Oh my God, with the cooler
Yeah.
full of freshly made
Oh,
tamales, freaking delicious. So yeah.
love them.
Anyway, okay. Um,
Fun things about Chicago you didn't know you were going to hear on Empower Hour.
well, yeah. Well, technically, here's I think that's part of it is that one of the things, and I
Yeah.
hope that we do have some people in the chat, um, and this grows because one of the things that I love about Chicago, and I mentioned this the other day on Mastodon, is that um, I grew up in a very small town, and so for me to think of Chicago as a small town, the 11-year-old version of Molly would never have believed that, and
Really?
it just I walk around my neighborhood and you see the kids playing and you see, the library and you see people on the
Yeah.
bus and you have that rhythm of the same people in the same places and you get the, you
Yes.
know, farmers market and you buy, you know, food from the person who pulled it out of the ground probably 4 hours ago to put it in a truck and bring it down. So I mean, there absolutely is a vibe in Chicago that is something that I really like to let people know that people are people and we all have a place in creating community. And speaking
Yeah.
of community, that's again why the Empower Hour started. And we do have the collab, which is what we really wanted to build the Power Hour around. Is also again to just show the power of community. The collab itself is a little bit more. It's not a walled garden per se, but it is going to be that space where you're going to be in a room with women who really want to make their life out into whatever it is that they want to do. And we've got experts. Last month, no, it's still this month. We're in January,
I know it's
but
still January. Can you believe that
earlier this
one?
month we had Saya Hillman, and we've got
Yes.
her. The weekly or the monthly expert is live, but we do record them. So Saya's is still available, but she walked us all through an amazing extra set of exercises to launch a year of a life of yes.
Hmm.
And so that was awesome, and that's available to people in the collabs. And upcoming in February, we have Ed Kaplan, who is um, an expert in large language models. And
Hmm.
so I know with all of the stuff going on around it now, but his his approach to it is extremely unique in that he's got a social work um, degree, and
Hmm.
he applies his expertise and trying to help people understand how to leverage tech in service to an individual's goals
Hmm.
is something I've really never quite seen. And he's also what does he call him, a Jedi? He's a Jedi. I can't remember what he says.
Yes, he
A
uses
total
some
geek.
play off of Jedi with AI in it, like a
Yeah,
Jedi.
yeah. He's like an absolute geek, uh, dyed in the wool geek.
Yes.
So he's going
In
to
the
be
best, yes, in the absolute best way possible.
in the best
Yeah,
way.
he's all about like you don't need to know tech to
No, you don't.
master AI, which I can attest to. Me and Chatty, we go way back to to its launch. Um, its public launch. Don't
Yeah. but
have
he's
any
good.
affiliation
He,
with OpenAI. But yes, so I've been using that for year and for 2 years now. And yes, it was amazing when we got to talk to him um and do our interview with him. That was fantastic. So I'm really excited about him coming up on the 26th of
yes,
February. So
September. Yep.
be
So,
sure to join collab before then.
well, and he, I keep talking about Ed. The other thing that I like about him in terms of cognition and overload, and he has
Yes.
ADHD, and so he shows us, and well, I don't know what he'll bring to the table on the 26th, but he, through our interview with him, talked a lot about how again, uses that tool to help with automating tasks that keep you from being as focused on things as you could be. And anyway, yeah, super, super duper. Um, I could talk about Ed all day long because he's just hilarious and kind and smart. All of my favorite things.
Oh my gosh, yes. So yeah,
Yeah.
very excited about that. And then don't forget next week we've got another Empower Hour. We're gonna do this every Tuesday as much as we can, live at 6 p.m. Central. If
Yeah,
you
we run
don't
a
know
little
what
bit
time
long
that is,
because
plug
there's
it into
two.
World Time Buddy and it will automatically do the mathy math for you. Yes, and so we will have another jam-packed hour now that we've worked out the YouTube Zoom to YouTube kinks, tech kinks. We will be more prompt.
Yes, yes. So thank you for hanging in there with us.
Yes.
And again, make sure if you have any ideas for the
Mm-hmm.
hat topics, just send us an email at hello at
Yes.
meetfutureu.com and put hat topics in the subject or something like that so we know what you're talking about, and or tell us
Yeah.
how you change your mind shift your mindset, shift
Whoop.
your mindset,
Yes.
and we will incorporate that. So anything else that we're thinking of?
No, I think that's everything. So
Okay.
yeah, we've got the collab in the chat. We've got the resource vaults. I threw your book in there. Circuit Train Your Brain.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I can't wait to write a book so I can put mine in the chat too.
You have that book inside you. I just know
In
it.
my it's in my brain.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm working on a book about the 12 universal laws and
Oh,
how
good.
to apply them
Good
to
for
your
you.
life. So coming soon to a virtual
Yeah,
bookshelf near you.
I would read that. I would read
But
that.
thank you all so much for
Yes.
watching our inaugural Empower Hour live YouTube